Alright folks, welcome to this episode. In this little video here, you once again find me here in the Angus countryside, and this is going to be quite a cool video. I have been to this place once before, but now I've got the new camera and it'll be so much better for the viewer. And basically we're away to go and see this abandoned little housey over here. It's hard to see it, but we're on our way over there right now. It looks like there is a route up the side of the field, so let's get into it folks. So up the edge of this field, at this grassy bit where I'm walking, this is where the original road went up to this old house. And at one time in the 1800s, this was like a thriving little croft here, and there was other buildings behind it, because I looked back on the old maps, like in the 1800s it would have been a thriving wee croft, but now it's just a cool little abandoned house. But every year it decays more and more, so it's so cool to come and like document it, so if it does completely fall down, then we can see how it looked. The roof looks so ruined on it now, and it looks like one of the chimneys is like leaning over. I think this is the house I went in, and like one of the doors is holding up the roof. There's normally an incredible view over the valley here, but today it's a wee bit foggy, unfortunately. This is totally like a Scottish gem, folks. Tiny wee housey, early 1800s, sandstone building, and it probably had a whole family living in it at one time working on the croft. They would have had sheep, maybe a couple of cows, some chickens and that. This would have been us coming up into the farmyard right now. It's less windy now, we're up here at the side of the house. Yeah, like there's been the wee wall around here. Since I've seen it on the old map, I can visualise better now as to what we're dealing with here. The old shed would have been over here at this side. I can't mind, I think it was a straight shed. I can't mind if it was an L shape. Maybe they would have had like puckled reels of tatties in their garden too here. Oh aye, that roof there is just sagging. We'll have to be so careful when we're inside here. Oh, look at this folks. Springtime is here. Look at these snowdrops. Yeah, these stones here have come. Maybe these have been like in the field there for the old shed. Sometimes stones were also used to make like newer sheds if they were needing some decent stone. I'm trying to think what this is. Is that for the phone? They must have a phone in it. Look at this here folks. When I'm in here I'm going to have to be so careful here, like. Wow. Look at these windy frames. It's like one breath and like that could come down. Yeah, look, here's the old shutters for the windies still here. That's what they used to have back in the day for like keeping the cold winter winds out. Here we go, we'll go in the front door. Oh look, that's real deal woodworm right there. No one's home folks. Oh look at the old Bakelite door handle. And the little wooden windy. They would have probably been standing in here getting their coat on, ready to go out and do their day's work. The door frame's just hanging on in there. Yeah, that's been their main front door, and then this one here's just had one of those classic like latches on it. I'm being so careful here now, I'm not going to touch anything other than strong floor. Oh look, see this was what I noticed the last time, the door there is holding this little bit of bricks up. This is pretty much like ready to fall down any second. Wow. We're away to document this, folks. Let's get in here and do a rick job, because it's not going to be here much longer. What's been in here? Like a little sink with some little shelvies. I love the way like the old plaster is, the old lath and plaster. And look at the colour everything was painted back. Yeah, that'll still be the original paint. Like the door here's had like a latch on it too. Wow. I love old buildings like this, folks. Look at the paint line around the wall there. That's been a little detail they've had. And the corners of the roof are like carved around. Why? It's a wooden floor here in this bit. And then look at stone in this other section here. Oh, I forgot how this place even looked. Something's been going on up there, I wonder what that's been. Look at this old fire. I'm going to take a photograph of this. Wow, that is such a picture just right there. It's just like a nugget in time. It's just on its last legs. Here it looks like there's been some maybe like paint design or something up here. Like, what has that been? It maybe been like a yellowy browny kind of colour at one time. And look, here's the top off the fire line in here. Yeah, folks, that's the bit from the fire that goes above where that bit of wood's leaning. Yeah, that's an ancient piece right there. Look at that with old tiles. Oh look, I can see outside. Look at that there, I think that was a vent thing that you could operate for the chimney. And look, there's tiles up on there too. Look at that, I love these old tiles here that go right around it. And the colours back there with something else. And then look, they've had their mantelpiece here painted that kind of browny colour. And then they've had a wee wooden mantelpiece there too. Looks like the wall's been painted blue at one time and then maybe yellowy kind of magnolia. They used to love magnolia back in the day, folks. Look at this wee window. The little squares of glass. I'm sure that's like a Victorian thing, but I could be wrong. Kind of 1800 style. It's so refreshing to come to like an abandoned building again. And I'm just lucky that I've got this in my local vicinity. I think it is like about a year and a half since I've been here. Look at this, folks. Look at these marks in the stone here. I'm sure we saw that on the stones at Luntraithen Reservoir last summer. I was thinking it was where they had split the stone, but I'm sure I got told it was for something else. On there, that could be where they put wood into the holes and then they attached the facing of the window onto that wood. Look at this here, look, there's the wee latch mechanism. Most like wee Scottish Ferrum houses had that on their doors. Look at the wee handle. It's proper dangerous to go underneath this bit here. Look at it hanging above my head. But I think that we hate to do it. Oh aye, here we are, folks. Treading carefully. Look, there's the hearth for the fire. Oh, aye. See, I'm sure these red bricks they used on the inside of houses was like damp proof or something like that. Look at all the fire at this side, folks. The roof here is just ready to land on my head. Oh my goodness. I need to just record this and get out of here. It's craziness being in here. Like this whole thing is just a way to fall and the whole thing's just bulging. They're not even connected up there. Look at this wee fireplace. Okay, probably even like 50 years ago this would have been salvageable. But now it's just gutted. Maybe even the outer walls is too far gone. The old cupboard there. Like this is the door. I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't on the edge here, like proper scary. Look at this door handle. Old Bakelite door handles. And then that's the shutter that we saw. So look, it closes and then the second bit like folds around. But there's no chance I'm touching that because it's holding all that up. Will it go back below this? Some of these bricks don't even look maybe as old. Who knows? I can hear this like... There's maybe a noise there. There's a squeaky kind of noise. It's almost like there's a moose loose about this house. Or it could be a pigeon up there making a noise. See, in here there's been a bar along there probably with the coat hooks on it. It's crazy to see the old door frames and that just hanging on in there. Look at that, there's a animal skull. Oh, I had to get a photo for this angle too, folks. So I've just been noticing there when I took the couple of photos. Look here, folks. They've got these big hooks here hanging through the roof. And I'm just wondering if that's where they like hung up their beef. Hung up their pork or something. Or they could have hung anything up, I suppose, next to the fire. I'm not sure what they did though back then with their meat and stuff like that. That's looking out the front of the house. The old main road would have gone down the side of that there. Down the side of that wee dyke. It would have been an incredible view there over the valley. The window frame's still here. Anyway folks, it's been so cool to come and document this before it falls down completely. Another bit of history will be lost. So there we go. It is indeed very interesting. You can see marks there where they've been like chiseling it. There must have been a sharp bit on the stone. You can see it here too, chisel marks. Don't know if that comes out even on the camera. It's been proper like hand built. None of these like kit houses nowadays that you just get out of a box, so to speak. Look at the front door today. This is interesting. It's been like a small door at one side and a second little door at this side. That's what gave these wee Scottish like houses so much character. You know what I mean? Like how no just say a big door, eh? It's maybe so there wasn't so much of a draft coming in. Cause there was no like electric heating and stuff back then. This house would have had no electricity originally. But it looks like here for sure they've had a big cable coming in like. We'll go and take a look around the side of here. Oh, I can see the Honda up there at the side of the wood. Yeah, from the outside, like the roof and that just is totally gone. Look at it here. Going into a place like that, you're taking your life into your hands, like. And also the chimney at this side here is leaning in so far. Look at the stonework, like it's so cool. It's so unique. Each house back then was like uniquely built. I love the way that it's got that little peaked stone bit there. Still got the lead gutters on it as well at places, folks. But like, I don't know if I said it at the start of the video or that, like, but I'm not giving away the exact location of a place like this, just for vandalism's sake. And also, like, people's safety. It's dangerous to go in there. Check this out here, like, there's been an old cast iron Ron pipe up there connecting to their gutters. Most of the gutters have been taken, like, there's just some wee bits there left. And then, does anyone know what this little shed at the back here is, folks? That's right, it's a shite house. In Scotland years ago, you didn't have the toilet inside your house. A lot of folk had to go like down to the bottom of their garden, and they had a shed with like a hole below it. And I'm thinking like, that's what this had been here, at the back of the house. And they would have been coming out here in the middle of that, or whenever. And then I'm not sure what had been here like, but it's kind of worrying when you see massive roof sections like that, and then look, nothing's actually connected above my head. But it's so cool to look at the history in a place like this. It's crazy to imagine like the person that made this door. Oh, look there, folks. There's a number on the wood. Like, this is what I'll have to find. What? Turn the camera upside down so I can see it properly. 977. That is crazy. Or is it LL6? Who would know? That's the kind of things that we love to find. Like, ask the question. Like, what has it all been? Like, in another few years it'll all be just a pile of rubble. And a bit of wood like that might get just like lost to nature. And like, whoever carved that in is long gone. See, an interesting thing, folks, that is looking through the house there. That's the back of the fire. When we were looking through the hole at the back of the fire there, that's it. Pretty crazy, like. Crazy adventures once again here on the channel here. I say it all the time, folks. Oh, I'm just about slipping here on the slides. Yeah, this door here has been painted green. And then look, they've had a little latch. Maybe they hooked it in. See, this chimney here is just like leaning over. The bricks is all like cracked. Probably originally they were weakened from the like heat of the chimney, and then obviously now it's just weathered. It'd be so cool, like, to find an old bit of like historical graffiti on some of these trees. I'm sure when these trees were planted, like this garden would have been in its prime. Oh, aye, look, it makes an excellent strainer post, this tree. That's the character of the countryside that I love. And that tree's probably been used as a strainer post for hundreds of years. With little crofts like this though, like, all the land just gets like amalgamated into the local farm, if that's the right word. The Scottish word for it is, it gets taken over by the local farmer. Look at this tree too, this is weird. Oh look, the wire's cut right into it. It's got wire wrapped around it, look at that. That's what, say if you're like a woodcutter or a forester, that's your worst nightmare there, like when you go in with the saw, brrrt, there's your blade, goosed. There is no historical writing on the trees though, folks. That's because back then, kind of place like this, they were all about business. And they weren't out there writing their name on the tree, like. Check out the wee back section here. the roof looks pretty good here, but it's totally sagging like there and there. I'm thinking that must have been like a wee like pantry kind of bitty, kind of kitchen bitty. Kind that little bit which must have had a sink. That must have been a sink there at the left hand side. And I suppose you would have been cooking over at the fireplace that we saw in that room. And you would have had all your jars of stuff up here. Probably like homemade jams and stuff for the farm itself. Incredible. And then I'm thinking this must have been the bedroom. It's quite small, but that was to keep the heat in at night. Some little Scottish farmhouses had a thing called like a box bed, which was just like a wee wooden box that they slept in. They closed the doors on it. I don't think it's they're not quite as small as like the box beds you get in Holland, when like I think originally they used to sleep upright because they thought that they would die if they slept on their backs. But like the Scottish box beds, you can lie down in them, but only just. Look at this little bit of gutter here, it's just supporting that moss. That's a whole like ecosystem right there. Anyway folks, there you go, more history. There's actually more of the Rhone pipe at this side. That cast iron would have been cast in Britain probably. Nowadays, even for like a Rhone pipe, it's just a plastic thing chucked on. What a view from up here though, over the valley. If it wasn't so foggy today, it would be more incredible. It's good to see this winter crop taste starting to come through. Even with all that hard weather. Look here too folks, here's more snowdrops in the long grass. Probably planted way back years ago. And even when the house isn't lived in, these bulbs will still be coming out every year, as fresh as they were the year before. Going all around it, decay. Anyway, I might just take a little picture from this angle too, since we're here folks. This is cool folks, like this old house just looks so good from every angle. And I was just trying to get a good photo and it's like, look how eerie and proper abandoned it is, eh? It looks like quite a spooky location to be honest. But for sure, like this roof here is just hanging on with a thread. I'd be fair to sneeze if I was standing there. Like, I think one of the next things to fall down will be that chimney at the far end. It'll probably take the whole roof with it. But if I do go past at the bottom here and I see that the roof's falling in, like, we'll come back, we'll have a wee look. We'll make our way out here now. Look at this. See, this shows that there's been a path, because look, there's like an end stone on the dike. So the wee garden path must have come out and into here. And I think this is one of the slowest growing shrubs that you can get. I'm pretty sure it's a boxwood. And literally that grows like so slow that that house was probably near enough like new when that was planted. So there's another interesting bit of history for you folks. We've got it all in here. Buildings, horticulture and abandoned nuggets folks. Anyway folks, I'll end this video here. I'll make my way down this old Victorian croft road here. It looks like it's been good ground here and it's freshly ploughed. Like, I'm sure it'll be all sown within like the next couple of days or a couple of weeks for sure. Anyway folks, I'll end this video here. Thanks very much for watching and we'll see you in the next one very soon.